Hey guys, my name is Miranda and today I'm here to react to the official full-length trailer for the Percy Jackson series. I am so excited for this. This honestly still feels like a dream. Even though the more we get of it, it still does not feel real. Just from how far, me personally being in middle school watching the original Percy Jackson movies, which have become somewhat of a meme, honestly, but I think anyone even who enjoys those movies can admit they're not true to the books, and it always really sucks when you get something that you love adapted and then it's just not true to the books. I love Logan Lerman. I think he was a great Percy, but he wasn't a great Percy for it should have been a younger Percy, starting out how we met him, you know? I think he would have been a great Percy for the farther books. It wasn't the right time, you know? And very, very rarely do you get a second chance at seeing something you love adapted, and even more rarely do you see that chance being a much better chance than what it was, right? Because Rick Riordan is so much more invested in these. He learned a bunch of lessons from selling it to the movie. He was like, if anyone is adapting this again, I am going to be involved in it. You are not taking my series and just doing whatever you want with it. So I'm so excited with how much he's involved, his wife's involved, how much they're excited for it, and I'm just really, really looking forward to seeing what the full trailer looks like, because the teasers that we have been getting have been amazing and wonderful, and I can't believe we're so close. It's basically a month away from when the first 2 episodes are going to be out, and I am just so pumped for this. It is amazing, and definitely what I feel like we needed to heal the brokenness that that movie, and especially the second movie, left in us. So yeah, let's check out the trailer. Because he was a hero? Is that not him? That looks exactly like him! How the heck? It's not because it's so tiny, but how did they find a little mini walker?
He was brave and kind and against so much. He managed to find his way to a happy ending.
That's so true from the books. Okay, I feel like that's such a little thing and so nerdy moment right now, but that's one of the things that I remember from way back when, and I have read it a bunch of times, but way back when being his mom named him Perseus because he was one of the few Greek heroes that actually had a happy ending. Normally they end in some type of tragedy, and Perseus is one of the few who, yeah, got his happy ending, and it was just such a good, metaphor for, everything being set up, and, just them keeping in that fact makes me so excited. Oh my gosh, they got this bitch! Yes! Alright, now what's that pen that he just handed him? Those look like those crappy pens you get at the bank.
They are real.
He's like, what? Camp Half-Blood looks so good. It just looks so good. Yikes. Oh. His dad. Oh, the Riptide version too is so good. I can't. I don't know. What's this scene? I wonder if it's when they're going to the Oracle. Annabeth! She's got her invisible cap. Yes!
Should I try again?
They're like, no, please. That is so Percy. The Tunnel of Love! We've never gotten to see that adapted! Okay, that's the one part that I'm side-eyeing. They have all the demigods and all the characters dressed so well and so in their character, and then you're just I saw someone on Twitter that was that's Hermes as Lin-Manuel Miranda. Which I don't know, that actually would be quite funny if they were just yeah, Hermes is Lin-Manuel Miranda. That's just who he's been parading around as, but you gotta explain pretty well why the man literally showed up in his normal outfit for work. Ugh. I never ever thought you could make a scary cover of Riptide that feels action-packed, and somehow they did it.
Maybe I won't even need a sword.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this scene too. Yeah. So if I'm remembering correctly, and here's the thing, sometimes I don't, I'm gonna be honest with you, the biggest thing I remember was in the movie, the first movie specifically, they made it so the whole movie was about them having to find their quests basically to get to the underworld and find the Master Bolt, because they all assumed that Hades had stolen it. Instead of making that their kind of quest, the movie, which in a way I get why they did, because it's a very like easy way to follow, but they made it so like their like quest or whatever was they had to find those pearls that would get them out of the underworld. And again, I see in a way why they did that, because it's a very like easy thing to follow, like I said, of like, oh, we've got to get this pearl, and like every location we go to, that's our mission there. But in doing that, you kind of take away the main point of like being a demigod, which is like, life's crazy out there for you, you know? Like, you try and go anywhere, and there's always something connected to everything that's going on that's gonna find you somehow, you know? So I like that idea that now they're gonna focus more on the actual quest, and also like seeing more of Camp Half-Blood. I think too, I remember in the books, like the pearl thing that was such a big aspect of the story, like their whole mission. In the books, I swear, like, they're just like, hey, how can we leave him for something? He's like, oh, here, take these pearls. Or like someone just gives them pearls. Like, it's such a nothing thing to then become like the main story in the movie. Always confused me. So I'm very excited that it seems more focused on like how they can't really go anywhere, because I think it shows more of just how hard and scary the life of a demigod is, and it matches to when Percy's like, hey, if you're reading this book, put it down, walk away, pretend you never heard any of this, like, while you still have a chance, because the life of a demigod is always looking over your shoulder. He literally can't fly to Hades because Zeus would knock him down in the sky if he got there. So I like that it's more focused on like that stuff. And then also I feel like Percy's reactions to everything feel so much more Percy. Like, I saw someone on Twitter, and I haven't watched the movies in a while, but like part of me wants to do a rewatch just to do like a comparison, because I do think in retrospect they're kind of quite funny with like how 2010 they are, but also like how not the books they are. Like, someone on Twitter posted about how like his mom, when he thought she was killed by the Minotaur, he wakes up in like the infirmary and is like, oh no, it wasn't a dream. And it's just like how you would be if like you forgot like your cell phone at home, right? Not like your mom just got killed by a Minotaur, or you think she got killed by a Minotaur. So I really like him. People on like the comments too are like, he looks either confused or mad when you see him, and like that's so Percy. Because the other thing is, we never got to see in the movie one part that I really love. We didn't get to see a lot of parts I love, let's be real. But one part I love is when he mails the head of Medusa to the gods and is like, screw you guys, you know? And I just think like there's so much of like Percy, that fieriness that we didn't get to see of him in the movie, that I'm now excited to see. One scene I've always wanted to see, there's again a bunch of scenes, ton of love, all that, but one scene in particular that I was really excited to hear that they were filming was the arch, the St. Louis, I've never been there, so I don't know exactly what it's called, but I always thought that was so cool, because again, it showed how like they're not safe anywhere. Like, they just think they're totally like in an elevator or whatever, and then it's like this lady with a dog turns into like this giant thing. And I always thought that was such a cool scene and like visually so stunning. So I was sad that we never got to see it like on the screen. So I'm very excited. That was the scene at the end, I believe, where he was, you know, trapped, it looked like. And I just am excited to explore all the possibilities of seeing those. Annabeth Yankee's cat that turns her invisible, like all that little stuff that like I could see as a like producer of a big movie being like, they're not going to care about this, but like it just means so much to the fans, because it's like stuff that we've literally grown up with, you know? So it's so cool to see, again, a second chance at this and see it be so good. And I think see it be great in a way that it's going to be awesome for people who haven't read the books and are new to it. But then there's so many calls to like what you know from reading the books, like the cap, like the Tunnel of Love. Even seeing that bitch in the beginning who picks on him, you're like, oh my gosh, she's here. Like, it's just so exciting and thrilling. I think Clarice looks awesome. I'm really excited to see more of her, since we only really saw her in the second movie, and she didn't really get to do a lot, let's be honest. Luke too, I think, is really awesome. Like, okay, again, Luke in the movies, an instant meme. Get off my roof. Classic, honestly. But like, this Luke just makes me excited, because I feel like he's gonna be able to explore more now that we have the time. The betrayal of all of that, and like thinking he's our friend, since in the movie, like, he's kind of in the beginning and like he's there, and then he's gone. But now we'll have way more time to see like this connection form and build Annabeth's connection with him and see how that's a betrayal and everything like that. And I feel like it's just going to be so much more emotional and impactful. We also are going to get to see so much more of the characters that like maybe we saw a little of, or maybe we didn't see a lot. Like Medusa, I think looks so amazing. I am really excited for her. I'm just excited to see more of them, you know? I think it's going to be really, really awesome to explore like that more emotional depth to all of this. And, you know, how this is kind of Percy's first journey into this, of finding out like you never really fit in your life, and now you found somewhere that you can fit in, but it's a very dangerous world. So I just think that whole story just looks so good, and Walker looks great. I love the cast. I think they just have such great chemistry together, and I'm excited for the possibility of them to grow up and grow more into these characters, you know, that we'll get to see the change of like what 12-year-old Percy reacts to versus like 17-year-old Percy, when it's like he's been through a lot of this, he's kind of more jaded, but how he also like keeps himself and keeps that positive attitude and all that. So I'm just really excited. I think it looks amazing, and the fact that we're getting it and getting such a faithful adaptation means so much. Like, it is healing something that middle school me needed, so I'm really excited for it, and I think it's gonna be great. I really do. So yeah, if you've seen the trailer, please feel free to leave your thoughts about it down below in the comments. Also, make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and let me know what scenes or parts you're looking most forward to in season 1. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!